Hello everyone, welcome to Guzworks. This is the KSP Showcase, and we're going to showcase some ships for you. Today we're going to showcase the Mun Crawler, inspired by the events currently on your screen. This is a shot of Moonlander, great name, right? Coming in for docking with Moonlander, who was meant to just be a vessel specifically for that. Perfect docking, or not. Yeah. Moonlander experienced what I call spontaneous docking combustion, which is some sort of KSP glitch. I reproduced that same event at least 4 times. There's 4 different docking ports on there. I tried all of them, and I would just explode every time. Yeah, look at those Kerbal's orbits. Well, where they're heading, toward the moon's surface. So, with that, I present you the Mun Crawler. Mun Crawler is the birth child of the Moonlander. Because of it, I went all out on a moon rover. It has 2 crew, room for 2 crew, massive 19.77 tons, 52 parts, delta V of about 1600 or so meters per second, 480 kilonewtons with those radial engines, 5.5 second electric generation per second with everything active, and 14 tires for traction and stability. And it works, let me show you. I did a little test video on Kerbal. I didn't actually finish doing any test videos with the Moon, and you'll see why a little bit later. But I did do a test on Kerbal, and you'll see this thing performs beautifully. It does suck up a lot of power, about 10 per second, so the 5.5 generation per second is enough to keep it going. That being said, it can generate just fine when you're not accelerating. So if you have a long road, you just pump up the speed, get her going, and just don't accelerate. You'll be gaining power, as well as about 4,000 or so electric charge, so not a big deal. And look at this view. I chose this command pod, the Lantercan Mark II, so it would, one, have 2 crew, but as well, because of this view. I love this cockpit. It's a lot of fun. Very entertaining, very enjoyable. And I wanted you to have a fun cockpit view. You know, you don't always get that sort of thing. You can see there's got a few lights on it. 2 of the, I think, what, Mark 1s? I don't know which one's the Mark 1 and which is the Mark 2, but 2 of the beams and 1 of the spread ones. And you'll see coming up here, it really does handle fine. You know, you saw it do its turns. Those were at max speed. I mean, doing 23 meters per second. Hits the hill for the airstrip, no problem. Comes down, no problem. And then a brake test, no problem. Normally, your vessels would flip and just be destroyed, killing your Kerbals. Not here. Here's a flight test with those radial engines. As you can see, it's got plenty of thrust-to-weight ratio to get off Kerbal. Not enough delta V to get off Kerbal, but not by itself. But yeah, plenty of thrust-to-weight ratio. So not a big deal. Good to go. Fantastic. Alright. And landing was pretty good, but I did screw up a couple of the tires, so gotta be more careful next time. They can be fixed, though, thankfully. Yes. And here, I just wanted to present the recording of me actually going to the moon with it. Around Kerbal and the moon, there are port stations, Xion Corp, Kerbal, and Mun Port Stations, respectively. These are meant to dock mini vessels. Each of them can support, at least 6 on the moon, and I believe 12 or so in Kerbal, which is fantastic. Probably more than I'll ever use, but I'm a fan of aesthetics too. I'm assuming while I'm not looking, the Kerbals will be using my port station. Wouldn't that be a fun sim game? You know, sim Kerbal. That'd be pretty neat, having based around their space infrastructure and their space world, since apparently that's what they based their entire civilization on. The first tech the Kerbals have ever gotten was rocket science. Anyway, yeah, this isn't a video about how to get to the moon, though if you watch it, you can learn how. It wasn't a perfect example, so I wouldn't take it 100% at heart, but you know, I meant to launch straight from the moon and go, or straight from Kerbal and go, and I did sort of, but it didn't exactly go my way. So, yeah, what happened was I launched from Kerbal, and then, yeah, the moon was in a different spot than I expected it to be by the time I got up there. So I fixed it, but no biggie, fix the inclination, get it out there. And then, yeah, just about enjoying that view, watching the space scenery, moon and Kerbal, and then getting my interception, and then closing in to burn retrograde. Doing all that. Nothing too crazy. I know for newer KSPers doing these things might be a little daunting, but again, I'm going to do a KSP lessons video on it, so it's not going to be too big of a deal. So yeah, pretty much, and you'll notice I have my launch stage left. I have so much Delta V coming from Kerbal. I might as well have used it. And it did make the maneuvering a lot longer and tedious, and this video is sped up multiple times just to kind of make it go quick, just so I'm not hurting anybody's brain sitting here watching 30-minute. It would have been a 30-minute video minimum, and I've done a couple longer videos like that. And you know what? For big missions, I think it's a good idea, but I apologize that in the past I haven't done that, and I've made people sit through the torture of not so important missions, things like this. So without speeding it up. So I'll be doing that from now on for the less important missions, less important portions of videos, things like that. I'm also getting better at video editing, so give me a break. Yeah. And here we're just coming in toward the station. Yeah, this was all very hard without RCS, but I did crack it. That was the design flaw in the whole thing. I forgot to put 2 little round monopropellant tanks for 80 monopropellant to get around. So to use those big old toroidal. I'm sorry, I wasn't using toroidal air spikes. I normally do. Those radial engines, just to get in there. And it's really tough because if you overshoot just a little, you're flying around. You saw a couple times I did. 5% of the thrust on there is a lot. That's 24 kilonewtons, and while that isn't a lot of thrust for RCS purposes, for precision movement it is. But hey, look, we made it. I made it there. Yeah, and by this point, I was just done with it. I wasn't gonna do a moon landing. I wasn't gonna do a moon takeoff and redocking without all the RCS. I will do it. It's gonna happen, but not today. I've been struggling just to get a video up because of the issues with spontaneous docking combustion with Moonlander. And at the end of this video, I've included a fun blooper of one of my landing attempts with that thing. It was a fun little craft. I had command seats instead of an actual pod, but yeah, just didn't work out. Hope you guys liked the video. I hope you like the Mun Crawler. It's going to be featured in some more. I've got to figure out the docking situation on this ship, on this station, on Mun Port Station, but that will all come in due time. Easy fixes, no problem, guys. I'm Guz. This has been Guzworks, and like, subscribe if the video did anything for you. I hope it did. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll include a craft file for Mun Crawler if you want it. It will have monopropellant. See you later. Take care. Bye.